What is up, everyone? Thanks for tuning in. This is the Matt Ramage Show. Big shout out to sponsors of the show, Quick Trip. They got some stuff going on over there. Be sure you got the Quick Rewards app and you got all the things over there, giving away stuff, giving away vehicles, giving away all types of good stuff. Shout out to Quick Trip being a great sponsor. And also, Nicolay Law, if you ever get hurt in a car accident and the insurance company is not giving you what you do, you're missing work, not making money, Nicolay Law is going to make sure they go in there like gangbusters. Give them their money. I don't know. I don't think I'm supposed to say that. But no, they're going to take care of you. Big shout out to Nicolay Law. But, dude, this is the Matt Ramage Show. Packers beat up the Bears. I wouldn't say beat up. But they beat the Bears.
They beat them.
And I've been talking trash ever since, you know what I mean? But we are here today with Jimmy Christensen. He's a writer on the Packer Report, right?
You could say that. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't written anything in a while, or wrote anything. I've been slacking.
So we can't put that on his resume quite yet. Might want to have to hold that one off a little bit. But also every Sunday you can catch him on the Pack-A-Day podcast. All right, how would I forget that name?
That one I do appear on for sure.
Yeah. One of the best Packers podcasts in the game. Every Sunday and every day during the week, you can find other people who are probably just as good as them, maybe just a scotch less.
We can put it bluntly, that are much better than me and don't sound like they have a vocabulary of a second grader.
Yeah, dude. I saw that Jacob had some nice words for you. I put a picture of my dog. My dog was in my spot, right where I am, and then we took a picture, and I said, my new co-host, he's like better than Jimmy.
I felt the love. I felt it.
Dude, that is hilarious. Hang on, we got a. What's this sound effect do? Oh, it's not going to work. Anyways, but we're going to talk about the Packer-Bear game, all right? I thought I had a sound effect. Apparently I don't. But we're going to talk about the Packer-Bear game.
Them randomly.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That wasn't the sound effect I was going for.
Point your finger at me. I was like, boom!
Yeah, dude, we actually have transitions. Like, if we change subjects. Can you hear that?
No, I didn't hear it.
I can't hear it either. Apparently it doesn't work. But anyways, we're going to talk about this Packer-Bear game. All right, Packers-Bears. I predicted them to win by 30. Packer fans were mad at me before the game started. They were like, why would you predict that? Like, now we put so much pressure on the team. Like, dude, no one's on that team stressing about what Matt Ramage has to say. I promise you that. Dude, no. First of all, I want to say this out the gate. People who talk trash, because even after the game, I got a lot of heat for a lot of Packer fans coming like, why'd you predict this and that? I'm like, bro, like, are you new? I've been doing this since I've been creating content about the Packers. I've been trashing the Bears and predicting the Packers to win every single game. Yeah. That's what I do. I'm a homer. I have merch. I have shirts. I'm not wearing it right now. I think the shirt underneath is the homer shirt. But dude, I'm a homer. That's like what I am. Like, and I did believe it because when people always say well, I'm a realist. I'm a realist too, bro. I think the Packers were going to beat the Bears by 30. Packers coming off a bye. Everyone's getting fresh, whatever. The Bears just fired the offensive coordinator. Everything's a mess. The Bears are the Bears. And that's the thing about the Bears. They played their, one of the best games of the season, and everyone's talking about the Packers played one of the worst games of the season, and the Packers still won. And that tells you the state of the Packers-Bears rivalry. But, Jimmy, let you talk a little bit. What did you think about this game?
Well, now all I'm thinking about is Kenny Clark giving a pregame speech saying, guys, we got a lot of pressure on us. Matt Ramage said we're going to win by 30 points. We got to go out there and perform for him. That's all I'm picturing right now. No, like you said, though, the Bears played their best game they've played arguably all season. Caleb Williams didn't make dumb mistakes. He was getting the ball out of his hands quick, trying to get little screens to DJ Moore. The running game got going a little bit for them, especially on that big play to not Deshaun Watson, wrong team, DeAndre Swift. But it was an interesting one, man. I expected to win by a lot more. It was rough. Jordan Love played well. Our defense, man. The one thing that worries me is if this is what our defense looks like, when we don't have takeaways, because if we have to live and die by takeaways, that's so up and down throughout the season. As we see right now, we're not getting 3 of them a game like we did at the start. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens, because I'm definitely worried about that a little bit from this game. But at the end of the day, like you said, we played arguably one of our worst games of the season, minus probably that Lions game was our worst. This one, rough, and we still ended up pulling out the win. So I'll take it, man. We got the win. Jordan Love looked good. Josh Jacobs, dog. Christian Watson, dog. So we're there. Like it. Brandon Cox too. Where the heck did he come from? Bringing him up from practice squad, tackle for a loss, sack. He was back there nonstop, man. There's stuff to clean up, absolutely. But I'll take a win on our worst day than a loss anytime in the season. So I'm happy.
That's the thing. Talk about this about a W. All right. So like the Packers won, and like dude, I watched Cheesehead TV live stream, like the clip that they posted from that blocked field goal. It was nothing like mine, dude. I had 80% Bear fans in my chat, right? Yeah. Cause that's what happens when you talk trash, right?
Oh yeah.
At the end of the game, they're feeling good. Come check out what this cockeyed dude's talking about. And roast them, and so the chat was almost like where I couldn't even read it. I was like, "Oh man, they're getting me." The Packers are about to lose. You know, I didn't think it was gonna be blocked. I wasn't yelling, "Block that kick." I was just looking at the TV like this, trying not to see the chat. First of all, because some people are a little ahead of me, so I would know, and I don't want to ruin the moment. But also, everyone was just being really mean, right? Which I don't mind because I talk trash, so like I get it. But like, so I'm watching it, and I couldn't even see it if it was blocked. Like, I'm looking at the refs, I'm looking at the fans, I'm looking at the players, trying to get a feel of what happened because, like, it was like the TV, my eyes ain't that good, the colors, whatever it was, I couldn't see the ball.
Yeah.
And then, so, like, my reaction is like, he missed it. And I was like, they blocked it. And then I was like, Bears suck! And I just started roasting the Bears. I should have posted it. I should have the clip ready, but, dude, I was jacked up, right? So the Packers won, so I'm happy. I'm making videos, roasting the Bears, having a good time. You know, Packers victory Monday. Everyone's like, Packer fans mostly, not even Bear fans who are mad. It's Packer fans like, we barely won. Maybe you shouldn't brag about it. I'm going to brag about it, bro.
Yes.
Over here in this house, in this land, we celebrate Packer victories. I don't get this nonsense where like, well, we barely won. We didn't play that well. Like, why are you so serious, bro? Like, I don't get why some Packer fans are so serious. Like, even now, I'm talking about the Bears still. Because, first of all, until the Bears stop crying about this loss, I will not stop talking trash. I was ready yesterday to stop talking trash. I made a post about it. I was like, I'm not going to talk anymore. This is the last thing. I woke up this morning with, like, 30-some comments from Bear fans just crying, bro. Just being an embarrassment to their whole family. Crying about this loss. So, no, I am not going to stop talking trash. But then I got, like, even Packer fans say, like, we need to look ahead of the 49ers. Like, no, Matt LaFleur needs to look ahead of the 49ers. All right? Jordan Love needs to look ahead of the 49ers. Matt Ramage doesn't need to do nothing. I need to sit here and talk trash about the Chicago Bears. That's what I need to do. I don't affect the team. Doesn't matter what I'm thinking about. It's not helping the team. Matty LaFleur isn't hitting me up. Like, bro, what we thinking? Like, oh, I don't even know. I've been shitting on the Bears for all week. I wasn't even prepared. I didn't know you were going to ask me. He wouldn't. It doesn't matter, dude. Dude, sports is fun, right? The rivalry is fun. Let's have fun. We won. Yeah, it was ugly. One of the uglier games we ever won. And that's what's beautiful about it to me. It's like, dude, it was ugly. Christian Watson's game wasn't ugly. I tell you that. But, like, there was, you know, people like the Packers shouldn't have won. Yeah, that's all football is, though, Jimmy. Right? That's what football is, right? Because if that kick goes through, right, everyone's trashing the Packers. Oh, what's going on? Is Matt LaFleur in the high seat? There'd have been a lot of stuff because the Packers haven't lost to the Bears since 2018. So they'd have been like, is Matt LaFleur in the hot seat? Is this team done? Is Jordan Love whatever? Oh, it's a bust and all this stuff. But then they win because they have a blocked kick. And they're not saying the opposite. They're not like saying that Matt LaFleur should be coach of the year. None. Now all they're crying about is like, was someone lined up in front of the long snapper? First of all, nobody was lined up in front of the long snapper after the ball was snapped. hit that gap, kind of bumped into him or whatever. I don't know the rule on that, so I'm not saying it's a good call or a bad call, but I'm saying stop crying about it, dude. Stop. The Packers lost to the Vikings, Jimmy. Remember that?
Yep.
I didn't cry. I didn't make excuses about referees and whatever. Every game, bad calls get made, right? I'm not saying that this was a bad call. It could have been. I don't know. I'm not a special team. People like Pat McAfee says bad call. I don't care. I like Pat McAfee. I actually do. He follows me. I ain't talking trash. Keep following me, Patty. But no, you know what I mean? Like but just because he said it doesn't mean it's like gospel. Like the Lord has spoken. No, I mean I get it. He's a punter and he's a good punter, great punter, one of the best punters. But like it doesn't mean that I don't care though. Good or bad call doesn't matter. There was a false start. Dude, their whole running back was like leaning over like he was going to fall, like he was a statue. And then even he was shocked.
Pre-game. Yeah,
he was shocked he didn't get called for that. So, like, dude, I don't care about if it was a good call or bad call. Like, suck it up, bro. Suck it up, Bear fans. You lost 11 in a row. Why are you stunned, first of all? They're all, like, so shocked. Like, why are you shocked? If I go to my steps and I fall down the steps 11 times in a row or 10 times in a row, the 11th time, I'm not surprised. I'm like, all right, let's regroup. Let's figure out how do we walk up these particular stairs. It's not working out for me. But no, Bear fans are like, oh, I don't know what happened. It's the refs. It's always what the refs are paid off. Anyways, I've been rambling here for a minute, Jimmy. So what's your take on this? Like, Bears fans crying. How do you feel about, like, are we allowed to celebrate after an ugly win, or should we just shut up and be like, oh, thank you, the football gods, we should be so grateful that we got this win, and we won't say anything, and we'll just be really serious about everything, and maybe we'll keep winning?
No, like you said, it's something's even better about it that, like, the Bears can't beat us on our worst day. Like, that's what makes it so much better. It was this team sucks so bad that even when we play horribly, they still have no chance against us. Like, they still suck. So, no, we talk trash until week 18. The second that ball kicks off and it's a new game, then we have to stop talking about this one. But until then, we earn that right. In the same way, like you mentioned, the Vikings beat us. They get to talk trash to us now until the next game, and then we see what happens. Same with the Lions. You get to talk trash until the next team beats you. Until then, it's your turn. And to your point about, like, Packer fans complaining, like, oh, we shouldn't be happy about it. Yes, we should. I don't know what the hell you're talking about. We should be very happy about this. I'd rather win ugly than play great and lose. I'd rather win ugly than just lose, period. Like, it's so dumb to me. Like you said, sports are fun. Have fun. Stop caring if we had a bad game. We got the win. Talk trash, celebrate, and just have fun with it. Stop making it bigger than it is. And like you said, we don't have to look ahead of the 49ers until that game starts. Our jobs don't depend on it. Our lives don't depend on it. We'll worry about that as we watch the game. Until then, I want to ridicule the Bears. I want to make fun of Matt Eberflus and complaining and sending in the video. Like, what about if we want to complain about penalties, you can do it on both. Like you said, the false start. Caleb Williams winning an Oscar, flopping on the sideline and getting 15 yards. Like, that's a penalty that happened that shouldn't. Josh Jacobs got pushed out of bounds. He's a grown man. Instead of flopping and complaining, he just got up and went to the line of scrimmage for the next play. Like, we got to stop with this. It's too much. Penalties get called that should in every game. Penalties don't get called that should every game. Get over it. Like, it is what it is. We won. You lost. You suck. This is your place in life. Why are we shocked? You've lost the last 10 times. You suck. Like, this is going to happen.
Dude, that was great, dude. That was good. That whole thing gave me goosebumps, Jimmy.
Yeah, you were here for it, dude. You get it.
Dude, I was locked into that. I was like, dude, I hope he never stops. No, but like the Eberflus, like, I didn't know how to say his name, and I was like, well, I'm not gonna try to learn it now. He's about to get fired. You know what I mean? But like, dude, him complaining to the league, like, dude, that's like, I'm telling mom. That's what that is. Dude, I think it's so soft. Because, first of all, nothing's going to happen, right? Even if the league looks at it like, yeah, you're right, absolutely. That was, well, that sucks, you know what I mean? Wish we could have done something about that. Nothing happens. So, like, you're telling a mom who's, like, late for work. That's what it is, Jimmy, right?
Yeah.
You're telling your mom that your brother hit you, but she's late for work. She's like, grow up, bro. Man up. And she walks out the door. She's like, I ain't got time for this. That's what they're doing. And that's why I think, dude, I think Bears fans should be embarrassed. I talked about this a little bit back. People are like talking about, oh, I'm embarrassed to be a Packer fan. Because I was like, I would never be embarrassed to be a Packer fan. Not after the worst loss. I'm proud to be a Packer fan. I'm proud of everything the Packers have built, even though I have nothing to do with it. You know, pride. I have pride in something those people built over there, and I like them a lot, so I will extract that pride. But, dude, I would be embarrassed if the Packers' whole fan base, not that I say the Packers fan base is always golden. You know, there's some, you know, humans are horrible, so there's a few of them that root for your team, too, sometimes. But, like, just the crying, though. Like, you lose a game, I don't care if it's on the last call. Just get over it. You know, you got that Sunday, maybe the Monday, you can complain a little bit. Tuesday, bro, dust it off. Because I made a video about this. I was like, the point is like, I don't complain about bad refs because if you do, right, Jimmy, you're soft. Yeah. You're whining. Everyone calls Packer fans. Oh, they're always crying about something. But Bears fans, dude, they're literally crying about this field goal. They don't want to talk about the fact that they just let time run off the clock. They could have got closer, but they didn't trust their team. And so when the coach says, well, I feel good about that decision. No, you didn't trust your quarterback. You didn't trust your team. You're like, bro, we've never beat the Packers in 10 times. We don't want to screw nothing up. You played scared and you lost. You had a blocked field goal, and the whole team knew it. The Packers knew it. They're like, hey, they suck at field goals. We can block this thing. And if the Packers know, they see it like, yeah, we suck over here. But no, let's make excuses that, this guy bumped into a long snapper. He wasn't lined up above him. Dude, the whole crying, whining stuff, it makes you look soft, makes you look stupid. This is football. This is big boy land. Like, dude, like, you lose. That's the thing. You win or you lose. That's the league. You win or you lose. It doesn't matter if it was fair. Doesn't matter what. You win or you lose. And if you lose, and if you're a Bears fan, you spend the whole week crying about it until you lose the next game, which is the following week. They might not win another game. They suck. And they have a tough schedule. They suck. And I don't care. I hate the Bears. I hate everything about them. But I do want to say, Bear fans, we cool. You know what I mean? I do love the Bear fans. I do love Bear fans because they can take the trash talk and they're like normal about it. They're like, yeah, we're talking about football. Viking fans, you talk bad about the team, like, yeah, your mom's or this and that. Like, bro, calm down, bro. You know what I mean? Like, Viking fans can't take it. They're not emotionally stable people. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's Minnesota, living in Minneapolis. I don't know. I've never been to Minneapolis. I was there one time, right by the bridge.
Yeah.
And like on the border of Wisconsin, they're like, hey, over there is Minnesota. And people were driving over there just to say they were in Minnesota. I'm like, dude, I don't want to say I was in Minnesota. I was in Minnesota once before. I don't tell people about it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't. Anyways, but like, yeah, I think Bear fans are actually cool. I think they're a respectful fan base. They have a ring, right? They have a Lombardi Trophy. Lions don't have it.
They stick by their team too. Like I give them credit for that too. They've sucked for a long time, but they always stick by their team. So I give them kudos for that.
Yeah, and the thing, because Lions fans don't. They talk about the Lions' pride. Their stadium was empty. I posted memes about it when I first started making memes and whatnot on the internet. Viking fans or Lions couldn't fill their stadium, and now they're like Lions' pride. Oh, get out of here! Same thing with the Niners. Oh, faithful Niners. Yeah, when you lost the Super Bowl, like 7 people showed up to welcome you back. There's not faithful, bro. That's not faithful. If that's faithful, you know what I mean? Like you probably have a lineup for dates coming up. But like, and the Viking fans, they're so emotionally unstable. You talk bad about their team, they get all fired up. They'll try to burn your house down. Viking fans are the most. I think that 4 Super Bowl losses. I don't know if it like got them knocked off their rocker or whatever, but like they're unstable folks. So Bear fans, much respect. I think that's why I hate the Bears so much. Is like I feel like Bears fans are a good opponent, right? Yeah. I can respect them. I can talk trash. I'm not going to get all weird and crazy about it. They're and they have a good history, right? The Packers Bears. The if it wasn't for the Bears, shout out to the Green Bay guy. I didn't know this, but I knew that the Bears helped the Packers, right?
Yeah.
They gave the Packers a loan. They were in trouble. They're like money, like, yo, times are tough. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Things ain't going so well. And then shout out to, what's his name for the Bears? Hallis. He's like, no, I got you. He got all Snoop Dogg on him. You know what I mean? He's like, I got you. I'll hook you up. But the Packers actually helped the Bears at some point, and I don't know how they did. I think they'd lend them some money or whatever. I think Green Bay guy was saying, but that's what I didn't know. Either way, this Packers Bear rivalry, like the Packers might not be around if it wasn't for the Bears. Maybe the Bears ain't around if it wasn't for the Packers. I don't know that whole story, but the Green Bay guy knows, and I trust him. He wouldn't lie to me. You know what I mean? But I love the rivalry. But I hate the freaking Bears. And I made a post about laughing at children. Because you've seen the videos, right? Yeah. Of all the Bears fans crying after the game. And I made a post and I was talking about it. I was like, I see the kids crying and I love it. I love it. And this dude was like, oh, you're trolling adults is one thing, trolling kids is another. I'm like, I'm not trolling them, bro. I'm watching ESPN videos on Instagram, and I'm chuckling. I'm not like DMing them. Like, ha ha, kid. Hope that sucked. But like, what was your favorite video over the last few days? Everyone saw them. Maybe you're busier than everyone else, but of all the Bear fans crying, what was your favorite one?
I think my favorite was there's a guy in the crowd, like talk on his cell phone, like talking to the camera, saying, "I just started making content this year. This is my first time going live at a game, and we're finally going to beat the Packers. We're going to do it right here. We're going to kick this field goal." Then like he's talking it up, how excited it is. Like right when he starts doing content, they're going to win, and then they miss the field goal. You just see him pause for a second, and then it kicks in of just like the self-defamation. We suck. We're cursed. I knew this was going to happen. We're awful. I was like, this is fantastic. Just the in stadium ones are my favorite because you see it's not even just them. One, you hear the Packer fans go crazy, and it's like, oh, that sucks for you guys. And then you just hear all the Bear fans just like that. It's not even it's a sigh. It's not a relief, obviously, but just them being like, oh man, again. It's like
back to reality.
Yeah, bro. Deep down in their hearts, they knew it was going to happen, and then they just they realize it. Yeah,
my favorite one. That's a good one. The in-stadium ones, you're right. They're the best videos. That's why I try to make a lot of videos when I'm in stadium. I feel like people are like, I wish I was there. But I would never make a sad video at Lambeau. If the Packers lost, I would never be at Lambeau like, I knew it. Because I feel like, dude, like I said this in the video earlier, I feel like that gives your rivals happiness, right? Like, we're happy. We've seen, like, I'll tell you my favorite video as a child, all right? Little kid standing on a couch. They kicked a field goal. He cries. His dad didn't skip a beat. I thought it was fake at first. He's like, yeah, they lost, buddy. They missed the field goal. And his kid's like, no, they didn't. And he's just crying and bawling. I'm like, that's the definition of a Bears fan. Because he's not like crying because he missed it. He's saying they didn't miss it. Because that's what kids do. They just try to like wrap their head around it. And I thought it was a beautiful thing. First of all, because, I'm laughing at a kid. I'm getting enjoyment from a kid's misery. But it's about sports. And everyone had that, right? You had that as a kid at some point, watching the Packers, whatever team you were rocking with back in the day, or baseball, whatever you were doing. I remember when my kid would cry because the Badgers lost when he was a kid. Yeah. My wife was like, oh, don't cry. I'm like, no, let him cry. That's part of it. That's part of it. You know what I mean? They got to learn to like control their emotions, but also as a sports fan, especially going to be a Badger fan, get ready. You know what I mean? Yeah. They're gonna cry. You're gonna cry because they're gonna be good, but just good enough to make it cry. All right? Bears aren't even good enough to make it cry, so I don't understand. No, but like I get kids crying, and that's obviously jokes. I don't wish misery on kids, but people acting like I'm some kind of douchebag because I laugh at kids crying about it's football, bro. That's what I've cried about football. The kid's crying about because like something horrible happened, but he's crying because his team lost to the Packers. Yeah. His dad, first of all, it's his fault. His mom or dad, whoever. I assume the dad in that situation because he was the one talking on the camera. But, like, you did that to him, bro.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if I was a fan of a trash team, I would tell my kid, hey, don't root for my team. I would actually demand, don't root for my kid. If I'm a Lions fan or a Bears fan, I'll tell him, go be a Ravens fan. I don't pick anyone. Don't pick my team because my team will make you hurt. But my team doesn't make you hurt. I mean, they do make you hurt, but they make you happy first. That's the thing about the Packers, right? They're going to make you happy. Like, hey, we might lose in the playoffs, but at least we're going to get there, right? We can talk trash through most of the regular season. We're going to have a little slump there at some point in most years for the Packers. But we're going to get to the playoffs, and then you'll cry. I mean, not all the time, but most of the time. But that's just kind of how football is. And kids got to learn that.
But also, like, the dad posted the video online.
Yeah, he thought it was funny, too.
He knew it was funny. So, like, that's the thing. It's not like he was like, guys, let me post this video and get sympathy for my kid. No, he posted it because he's like, look, my kid's crying because the Bears lost. Like, that's why he did it. So, no, you can laugh at it because the kid's own dad was laughing at it.
Yeah, and I feel like that dude, that's a good dad, too, just teaching him. I don't say being a sports fan just in general. All sports fans hurt. Some more than others, you know. If you lose to a rival 11 times in a row, bro, I would quit watching football. I would consider it. I don't know what I would do because I can't imagine that situation. But at some point, you had to be like, dude, maybe. Yeah, I don't know because I'm not one to switch teams. And that's why I respect Bears fans because they're loyal to their team. But like, man, like that's gotta be rough. Can you imagine that? It's the most losses. Think about this, Jimmy. You know this already, but I'll tell everyone listening. Is that it's the most 11-game streak it's never happened in this rivalry. This rivalry has been happening since before your grandma was born, right? Great grandma was getting jiggy with it back when this rivalry started, right? And it's never been an 11-game streak of winning. And the Packers did that. And the Bears, we played better. Dude, that's the thing about the Bears fans. They're talking about it. Oh, you're bragging, but you barely won off a blocked kick. First of all, people act like a blocked kick was a mistake by the Bears. No, it was blocked because our guy played better than yours. He wanted it. He said it too. He's like, I wanted it more than them. Like, dude, it wasn't a mistake. It wasn't a fumble. It wasn't like someone got hurt, untouched, and the ball fell out of his hands. They blocked a field goal. They were better than you on that play, the most important play of the game, and you failed, and your coach cried, and your players cried, and your fans cried, and everyone cried, and, dude, I love it. And I hate all the crying, dude. If I was a Bears fan, I would literally tell everyone, shut the hell up. Stop crying. You're making us all look like a bunch of pansies. Eat the L. It's 11th one in a row. It's not that hard to eat. You already ate half of it. You know what I mean? You've been eating it forever. 2018. Where was Caleb Williams in 2018? I think he's probably in college, maybe in high school even. I don't even know. But
I think they said he's a sophomore in high school the last time the Bears beat the Packers.
Dude, that's insane. Sophomore in high school. When I was a sophomore in high school, I was probably doing different things that he was doing.
Skateboarding and graffitiing, dude.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I used to be a skateboarder. Were you a skateboarder?
I tried. I sucked at it, but I tried.
Dude, I could do an ollie. I could do a no comply.
Yeah.
I don't know why they called it that, but I like to no comply. People say something like, I'm not going to comply with that.
But you want me to comply? No, thank you.
No, but I used to write on Banks' walls, skateboarding. I think I told you this before. We used to write on Banks' walls, skateboarding is not a crime. And I realize now that was a crime.
Yeah, so the irony of it.
Yeah, so ironic. Because they would and then that made them probably not want to complain about the skateboarders. Like, hey, skateboard if you want, just don't write on our walls.
They're probably thinking guys, I never thought it was a crime. I didn't care. You guys can skateboard if you want.
I think it was chalk. We didn't spray paint. We weren't that badass, you know. Just get a hose, Barbara. You'll be all right. But all right, so let's talk about this game a little bit, the details of it, because this is what we're known for on this show. Yeah, breaking down the X's and O's. No, we're not going to do that. No, but who was your player of the game?
Yeah, I had to give it to Josh Jacobs. The man
There
is
you
just,
go.
he's a beast, man. Just the Bears or the Lions game, I know we lost it, whatever. He did really well that first half of the game. I'm pretty sure he had like 90 yards mid-second quarter. Like, he was killing it that whole game. He was dominant. And then you go to this game too, just setting the tone. And he got his touchdown. He'd get us into the red zone. I wish we'd run with him a little bit more. Not my call. I trust LaFleur. Do your thing, dude. But that play, I know Nagler's posted about it. Tom Brady talked about it mid-game, where Josh Jacobs is running on the sideline, looks at the Bears defender and tells him to bring it on, give him the hit, and then runs right into him. I was like, that was one of the most badass things to do mid-game, where it's like, no, I'm not going to run out of bounds. You need to try to hit me because I know you're not going to knock me down. And sure as heck, he didn't go down. He went out of bounds. He was going to go out of bounds anyways. He wanted that hit, though. And it's just, he was critical in the passing game, critical in the run game. It's just Josh Jacobs, for everybody at the beginning of the year saying he wasn't a good signing, people in the middle of the season saying he wasn't a good signing. Here right now to tell you, you are an absolute idiot, because clearly it was a great signing. He's top 5 in rushing. He's the fastest Packer to get to 1,000 yards, all-purpose yards on the season. So give that man his flowers, because he is definitely earning it right now.
Dude, I like that. I'm gonna get me on full screen for what I'm about to say. Josh Jacobs, dude, that come hit me thing. First of all, we got merch. We got merch for that. You know what I mean? Check out themattramage.com. You can find the merch. We got come hit me, and we got it. We got another one. Just a tip. That blocked field goal. So check out themattramage.com. Find my merch. But dude, Josh Jacobs, that come hit me move. That just. Dude, I feel like that's just such a BA move, dude. That's just like such a, like, dude, it's just like, just badass, bro. I didn't want to say the word, but I'm gonna say it. That was bad. I apologize if you have kids in the car with you while you're listening to this, but dude, that was just so awesome, because I feel like that is like that, where it's like, come get me, dude. Like, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm coming at you. I'm not running out of bounds. If you want some of this, come get it, right? And like you talked about, people talking about this signing. Aaron Jones, everyone loved him. I love him. I hope he does well and all that stuff. But Josh Jacobs, I feel like, is like the perfect dude to take his spot. He's a baller. He's I feel like a good locker room guy. Everyone seems to love him, and I just love watching him play, dude. He's so good. I'm glad he's a Packer. I never thought he would be a Packer. I thought about that like after. I was like, Josh Jacobs, I seen him over there. He was having a good time. I never was like, oh, one day he'll be a Packer. But I'm really glad he is.
Same here, dude. And like you said, I love Aaron Jones. That is not something Aaron Jones would have done. Like, I love him to death. Was a great running back for us when he was on the team. But especially with his injury history, he's not going to go, hey, you know what? Come and hit me. Josh Jacobs is different. He's younger, he's bigger, he's stronger. And he laid the hit on him, man. Like, I love you, Aaron, but we got a different type of running back right now, and it is working out for this team. And my favorite part now is we just have some crazy people on offense. Like, you got Tucker Kraft, dude, certified psychopath, and he's going to lay a hit on you. You got him now leading the run before Josh Jacobs, who we just found out, also psychopath, and he's going to want to lay a hit on you. Like, that's what you need. And as much as I hate the Lions, you got to give them credit, because they're a physical team. And when you get into January and when we get to February, because we're going to get to February, you need a team that's going to be aggressive and is going to wear down the defense. And we have players on this offense now who are willing to do that. And it's also, I don't know if he's this crazy, but if you look at Sean Ryan, you also think, like, guy's a little crazy. He looks like he'll kill you. And if we get more of those on offense, the more the merrier, man. Get Malik Keith out there. He's a psychopath. Who knows what happens?
Yeah, the thing about the Josh Jacobs, come get me, like, come get some. That's what I heard. Come get some. It's kind of like the Aaron Jones wave goodbye, right? It's like his version. Aaron Jones versus the Cowboys. He's like, bye-bye. Josh Jacobs like, come get it. Come get it. I'm not running out of bounds. I want to taste you. Not in a weird way. You know what I mean? I want to get this hit. You know what I mean? No, I love Josh Jacobs. But let's my player of the game. I'll love the Josh Jacobs, because I think that's a great pick, and that was a definite option. Dude, Christian Watson, like, he had 4 catches, 150 yards though,
Yep.
and that's what Christian Watson is. What? No disrespect, Jimmy. I said it,
Yeah.
so it's not disrespectful, right?
Yeah, now you can say whatever you want.
Yeah, I can say whatever I want. No, no, but I feel like Christian Watson is what they wish MVS was.
Yeah.
Right? He got, and I could be totally wrong because I'm not no scout. They might be, both fast guys. All right, why not? No, but like Christian Watson, like MVS was always on that deep route, right?
Yeah.
He made the ridiculous catches, kind of missed some. I've always been an MVS fan, so ain't no hate at all. I wish he would have done, would have stuck around and all that stuff. But Christian Watson, dude, like he's a freak. People talking about, well, that ball hit the ground. First of all, we don't talk about that in the Matt Ramage show. To talk about that. No, it definitely hit the ground. It definitely hit the ground. But anyway, we'll talk about that in a second. But Christian Watson is the guy he flipped that game.
Yeah.
Like if he didn't have that game, that game doesn't happen like how it does. I mean, that game, a lot of things could have happened that didn't happen how it had. That game was stupid. But Christian Watson had himself a game. I feel like he's a guy, just get the ball to him, and he can make dudes miss. And they need to get the ball to him more times. He had 4 catches. I don't know how many targets. I can't imagine it was a ton more than that. But like, dude, I love Christian Watson. I remember like when he first got drafted, like that first year, and I was like pumping him up on Facebook. And then he had like, he got injuries. He had a few drops. Everyone's like, "That's your boy. That's your boy." Like whenever it happened, I was like, I was positive about him a couple times. It wasn't like I was like pumping him up, like, because like I'll pump up guys who follow me on Instagram. Like if players follow me on Instagram, like you say anything wrong about that guy, I'm like, are you kidding me right now? That's probably the greatest player of all time.
He's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I'll defend him to the death. But Christian Watson don't follow me. I just think he's a good player. He's fast. He can catch. It's just like the after the catch with Christian Watson. I feel like that is so could just change a game. Like, there's a lot of guys around the league that can do it. Like, just get the ball. Like, I feel like if you just ran that slant, that mesh, whatever you want to call it, across the center of the field, corners can't. If he's in single coverage, even for a minute, even for a second, like he's gonna do some damage. I love Christian Watson. But anyways, let's talk about Jayden Reed. What did Jayden Reed do? I got a text over here. But what did Jayden Reed? Cause I love Jayden Reed, right? He tweeted out something. He said, "Help the bear."
Help the Bears, yeah.
Yeah,
help the bear. Help the bear.
Yeah. You know that joke? If you see me in the woods with a bear, help the bear. And then people are like, he didn't do nothing. But I don't know what Jayden Reed's stats were, but I don't care what he is, what his stats were.
You score a touchdown, you can talk as much as you want. You score.
I love Jayden Reed. I think he's probably one of my favorite players that like just from like just a joy to watch him play. Right?
Yeah.
Jayden Reed, like before snap, he's running all over the place. Like I always joke about it during the game stream. Like this dude runs pre-snap more than I run the whole week.
Oh yeah.
Like he's like, they don't know what's going on. He's just like, they're like, "Hey coach, what should I do?" He's like, "Just run around in a circle back there. Just run around and run back and then run back over there and then go for a pass." No, obviously it's more technical than that. But like he runs so much, you never know what he's gonna do. They can hand it off, they can throw it to him. But yeah, I was going to ask your thoughts on Jayden Reed, but I think I already know him. But
yeah, it's kind of like he got that touchdown. Besides that, he had that end around that didn't go anywhere. Bears sniffed that out right away. I think he's like a perfect example of he started the season so hot that now the team's defenses are game planning around him, because just like Christian Watson in this past game is a game changer, that's Jayden Reed every game. It's possible. And that's what's cool too, is like we've seen so far this season, now we've had Watson with a game-changing game-changing type of game. Romeo Doubs had one. He's had a couple, especially after he came back from that suspension. He had 2 great games back-to-back. Does 2 touchdowns in a game. You had Tucker Kraft had a game-changing one. He had a bunch of yards, touchdown, blocks. Like he had crazy. Like what's cool about this team, and we said it all year, every game there's going to be somebody else that steps up. It's never going to be the same person. You have to game plan for everybody. We even had Wicks. I know we lost the game to the Vikings. He had a couple drops, but he still finished that game with a touchdown and damn near 100 yards. So it's like we have so many different weapons you have to worry about because any game they can go off and just be the reason you win. So it's tough on defenses, but you can see right now they've been really trying to make sure. I think it's shut down Josh Jacobs. Good luck, hasn't happened, and it's shut down Jaden Reed. And even a game where besides that he didn't do much, but he still scored a touchdown. So I think LaFleur is going to cook something up, get him involved a little bit more, and get him the ball. But when you got Christian Watson doing this stuff, and the defense has to worry about him, it's going to be much easier to scheme up Dobbs, scheme up Reed. And I'm with you though. Get Christian Watson the ball in open field because the second he stood up and no one touched him, immediately in my head I was like, oh, this is going for a big gain because of how fast he is. He's like, oh no, he's gone. I was surprised he even got him because I was like, dude is home run speed. And just seeing him 60 yards on a diving catch, he had to stand up, restart his run, and he's still faster than everybody else on the defense, which is insane. It would have taken me 10 minutes to get to a full sprint. He did it in like 3 steps. It was so impressive, dude.
Dude, let me talk to you about this Christian Watson throw, right? He laid out, right? When I first saw that layout, right? Because he was, excuse me, a little gassy. But when he laid out for that, right? I felt like that was like when you were a little kid. You ever like, as a little kid, you like have your brother throw a football over the coach and you like dive on the couch like to catch that thing? I feel like that's what it was because he laid out, didn't protect his body, just went out there and got it, stood up like you said, and just like ran. Like there's no one around him because he can get open like that because he's fast. Yeah. I absolutely love Christian Watson. Yeah, when I watched him pop up, when I was just like yelling, I was like, ah!
You know, he kind of took that second to be like, am I good? Can I go?
Yeah, like, yeah.
Dude, it's crazy.
I think the Packers offense can be absolutely phenomenal. But let me ask you this, because we got a lot of mistakes happening, right? Jordan Love threw that one interception. Tucker Kraft overthrew him. I assume it was Tucker Kraft overthrow, unless he's going for the guy in the back of the end zone or slipped out of his hands. I don't know what was happening there. That was a bad throw. Yeah, you know, I love Jordan Love, but like at some point we gotta be like, all right, that one wasn't good. I don't think that he's at home like, I don't know what the people are bitching about.
I thought it was great.
I don't know why Tucker Kraft didn't jump. No, like obviously that was a bad throw. He's in his sophomore year. He's still going through some stuff. But what do you think the Packers have to do? Because everyone's talking about all the mistakes, right? And they're like, I see it on my Facebook posts, right? And I know it's Facebook. And I love Facebook. I love the people on Facebook who follow me. Everyone who doesn't follow me, probably an idiot. You know what I mean? That's just how it goes.
Dumb.
But but like, I forgot what I was going to say now. But what were we talking about?
Packer mistakes?
Oh, yeah, Packer mistakes. Oh, yeah, they got to clean up. So, like, people are talking about, like, Matt LaFleur, like, why isn't he fixing it? Well, like, I'm sure he's mentioning it in meetings. Like, hey, guys, don't false start. Don't drop balls. Don't do stupid stuff. Yeah. And people are acting like Matt LaFleur's in the meetings like, hey, everything's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't read Twitter. No, they know that they're making mistakes. They know that they got the pre-snap penalties. They know that they got just stupid mistakes that they're making. I feel like there's probably less in the Bears game. I think there was a lot of mistakes, but, like, there was a lot to compare to, you know, throughout the year. But how do they fix those mistakes, you think, and what do you think that they're actively doing? Because I know that you're a locker room guy. You know, you fight. So, like, you know, you're an athlete. How do they fix those mistakes, and what do you think that they're doing to try to fix that stuff?
See, there's a couple of them that I just don't know how you fix. I think like, one is drops. Like, that's even this game we had.
Oh, wrong one.
We had even this one, we had Romeo Doubs with the drop. There's really not much, like, LaFleur can't just look at him and be like, hey, guys, you know what we should stop doing? Dropping the ball, and then it magically fixed. Like, it's something that has to happen. There's no magic cure for it. They just have to focus, bring the ball in, and not look to their next step. Like, focus on getting the ball in first before you figure out what you're going to do next. The other one I'd say the big area, and again, this is above my pay grade because I don't get paid anything, so I don't know. I think the big thing is going to be like the red zone offense. What is it? I think that we were 29th going into this game.
Yeah.
That's not good. Like we have to definitely improve that. And I don't know if it's almost like LaFleur tries to just out fancy himself, like doing that end around down there. Like it's tough though, because that's worked before. We've seen Jaden Reed score on that. So I understand why he would try that. But also when you have Josh Jacobs and he's having the game he's having, let the man run. Just run it down their throats a little bit. If anything, you're going to tire out the defense. And then on the defensive side of the ball, the two big things, defensive line needs to get pressure. I don't know if you fix it by sending in more blitz. That's going to be tough when you don't have Jair back there, because then it's easier. Like you have cornerbacks to pick on. And the other one is, I hate singling players out. You can put it as a whole position group. But our linebackers, Quay Walker, I love you. I still have faith in you. You had a rough game, my man. You were the good thing though is like he's in position to make plays. He just has to show he can make the play. Like that Roshan Johnson touchdown, I think it was a 4th down. He had him. He hit him, and he still let him fall forward for the touchdown. There is a play, Caleb Williams ended up passing it. He had him dead to rights, and I'm sure it's because Caleb Williams has been scrambling, so he wanted to be cautious. But there's just a couple things that need to get cleaned up. The Quay Walker one I'm more confident in than the defensive line right now. We showed up when we needed to, though. So that's the thing. Gary, as much crap as a game at the beginning of the year, I think he had like 6 pressures in the first 6 or 7 games. He's had 19 since then. So like he's turned it on a bit. And he's the focus point of that defensive line. When you figure out who you have to stop, it's Rashawn Gary. Like that's the first one you figure out. So he's seen double teams. Kenny Clark seen double teams. You just need people to step up. We've seen Carl Brooks do that. We see Brennan Cox do that this last game.
Cox. You gotta like yelling Cox every now and again.
I was going to say a joke. Can't say it. There's some things that they're going to fix. Some is just on the players, though. Like, that's the thing is we give LaFleur crap, but at the end of the day, the player's job is to do their job. So, like, it's not LaFleur's fault. He can yell at them all they want, but that's not going to make them catch a ball. That's not going to make them all suddenly knock over an offensive lineman. The players have to do it. It is what it is.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, people talk about defensive coordinators or offensive coordinators even. He sucks. Well, like, the ball was right in his hands. Or, like, he was right there to tackle that guy, like Quay Walker. And I'm not trashing Quay Walker. But, like, if you're there and you miss a tackle, don't blame the defensive coordinator. The player was there. He told him to be there. Like, he was like, be there, but he also said tackle something. You know what I mean? So, like, I'm not out here trashing any players. Hopefully they clean it up. But, like, yeah, they got a lot to clean up, you know? But I feel like at their best, nobody can beat them. But we haven't seen them at their best yet. But, like, yeah, I don't like that they kind of, I kind of argue this point where people, like, they kind of hang out at their opponent's level. Yeah, and they kind of did, you know. They kind of do. I hate to admit it, but like, the Bears should have got blown out.
Oh yeah.
They did play good though. The Bears, they came to play, you know, and even on their best day, wasn't good enough at their house, Jimmy. Hey Jimmy, you come to my house, I'll tell you what, I'll beat your ass in cribbage board.
No, I'm the king in cribbage. I'm the king of cribbage. That's the one thing I'll brag about.
I probably wouldn't beat you in cribbage. I'm not good at cribbage. I'm not good at counting to 15. You know what I mean? I feel like that's where it's
tough, man.
Yeah, I always have my wife with me. I'm like, what's going on here? But she lies because she's on the other team. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you have to.
No, but one last thing we'll talk about before we wrap this thing up: the defense. Like you mentioned, Quay Walker. You mentioned some of the mistakes they made. What are your thoughts on the defense going forward? Like McKinney, I like McKinney a lot. I saw a video that like he broke his ankles. Like Bears fans were like, trying to have some fun. But I like McKinney a lot. Jair, hopefully, you got to get him on the field and stay on the field. But I feel like this defense can be good. But like you mentioned that pass rush just isn't there. Caleb Williams is back there. He's back there. He's parking cars. You know what I mean? Like he's parking cars back there. Had time. It feels like every week we have to get pressure. We have to get pressure. I don't care if you have to blitz. I don't care if I have to show up. I'm not going to go on the field, but like just on the sideline of it. Woo! Kind of distract him a little bit. I don't know. I'll do my part, but I'm not going on the field. But what do you think this defense has to do? And like, do you think that they got the ability? Because I feel like they have the ability to like do that thing the second part of the season.
No, I definitely think they have it. Like, because we've seen last year they had one of the better. That was the hype going into this year of how well the defensive line played last year, and now they're going to go into a system that is going to provide more blitzes to free up that defensive line. And so that's where I'm honestly just so confused on why we're not getting there. And we were better this week, and I have to give the Bears credit on this one. After firing their offensive coordinator, you could tell Caleb Williams' problem, and that's why last week he had 9 sacks, was he just held onto the ball way too long. This week you could tell they said to him,
dude,
if it's not
get rid of that thing.
Get rid of it, and also run. Use your legs and run. And he did that, and which made Quay Walker hesitate because he wanted to make sure he didn't scramble. So, like, they did a good job telling Caleb Williams to get out of there. This next week, going against Brock Purdy, who semi-athletic. You have to be semi-athletic to be in the NFL. We don't have to worry about his legs as much. It's a better offensive line, but we have the talent. If you have Kenny Clark and Rashawn Gary on a defensive line, you have the talent. Carl Brooks is doing well. Devontae Wyatt had a good start of the season. Then he got hurt for a little bit. He's back. We have the talent. There's no doubt. If we have to send more blitzes, send more blitzes. When you have Jair back, it's going to help, because Jair being out changes so much in the secondary, because then you have Bullard playing more in the nickel. Nixon is theoretically your number one. I like Nixon, but he's just not a number one outside corner. It's never been his position. He always played the slot. And I feel bad. People give Nixon such a hard time because he doesn't turn around and get the ball. He's in position, though. That's half of the battle. And I'm sorry, that pass to Roma Duze on the sideline was a great throw by Caleb Williams. I don't even think Jair in that position would have stopped it, because it was like a perfect placed pass, and that beats defense every time.
Yeah,
let's chill out on Nixon. So I don't know. I think we definitely have the talent. It just has to turn out. And you said, we haven't even played our best game yet. In reality, it doesn't matter. The goal is, there's on the Athletic podcast, I'll have GMs on there all the time, and they all say the same thing. At bare minimum, your goal, as long as you're 500 by Thanksgiving, you're good. Because if you turn it on then and you get hot before the playoffs, that's the recipe for the Super Bowl.
Dude.
We're 7-3 now, going into Thanksgiving coming up. If we turn it on like we did at the end of last season, we are a Super Bowl caliber team. We were last year, and we are a better team this year than we were last year. So it's just all this. I love Packer fans, but we do so much woe is me rather than just being happy. We're 7-3. We just beat the Bears. We're in a good position to make the playoffs, and anything can happen. Jordan Love can turn into prime Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers, and we win a Super Bowl. You don't know what's going to happen. Just enjoy the moment, and we're going to get there. It's going to happen.
Dude, that whole woe is me thing for the Packers is true. The Packers are 7-3. Yeah. Just beat the Bears in Chicago for the 11th time in a row, and Packer fans are crying. Oh, what's going to happen when we're playing the Niners next week? They're 5-5, bro. They're 5-5. I'm not saying the Niners are bums. I'm not going to predict them to win by 30. But, it's not we're not going into a powerhouse. Dude, they're 7-3.
Yep.
They beat the Bears. Jordan Love got hurt the first week of the season. Malik Willis, who was playing for the Titans as a third string, traded him for a 7th rounder, won a couple games with him against some scrub teams. And first of all, people talking about Malik Willis should be the starter. Get out of here, dude. Yeah. I can't even talk to you when you talk about that. Because I feel like I just lose a little bit of respect for you in my brain, because I'm you just don't know how things are working. They ran the ball for that whole. Those are two scrub. Anyways, I don't want to talk about it. But I feel like going forward, this team can just get hot, dude. I've always said, Herm Edwards, just get into he called it, just get into the tournament.
Yep.
Just get into the tournament, get into the playoffs, and see what happens. In so many years, the team who won the Super Bowl was not supposed to. The Packers, Super Bowl 45, even 96 when they won Super Bowl 31. They weren't the favorites. Everyone's oh, they're going to Super Bowl. They had freaking 116 injuries. They had 16 people on IR. I don't know the exact numbers. I'm not that good of a memory person. But dude, a lot of times it's not that team that everyone thinks is going to do it. A lot of times it is. A lot of times it's the Chiefs, the Patriots, or those type of teams that are all year, but like I feel like just get into the playoffs, dude. You are 7-3. I will say this. Let me get full screen on here, Jimmy, because I want to give a speech to Packer fans right here. All right, the Packers are 7-3. Just beat the Bears. All right, got a little season left. You know, the Vikings are ahead of us right now, in the North. Lions are ahead of us, but you're 7-3. Imagine being a Bears fan and being sad how you are. Dude, all the Packer fans who are always so like butthurt, like they always find like the negative. You just beat your biggest rival, the biggest rival in all of sports, I say, and some people argue that, but definitely in the NFL, the Packers-Bear rivalry is that rivalry. You beat them 11 times in a row. You're 7-3 in the 2024 season. Schedule isn't easy, but it's not hard. You're in a good situation. I don't care if they win the division. The winning the division is not the goal. The goal is to win the Super Bowl, get into the playoffs, get hot. Do we have the team for that? Do we have the quarterback for that? We do. And if you don't think so, I don't know what to tell you. We have the running back for that. We have the wide receiver group for that. Defense, I think we have that. We got to step some stuff up. Obviously, got to clean some stuff up. They'll tell you that. I just think if you're a Packer fan and you're not like a little bit excited right now, at least hopeful, I don't know what to tell you. 7-3, coming out of the bye. Packers, last part of the season last year, that's when they kind of came on strong, kind of did their thing. I feel like if you're a Packer fan, you're not hopeful. Like, I feel like there's so many, what's that opposite of optimistic? Like, they're like pessimist. I don't know who makes these words up. But, yeah, they're very pessimistic. They just like to argue. They like to be sad. Like, I remember the 80s. I was born in 79. I don't remember all of them. But I remember 86. I remember being around during that time because my neighbor was a Bears fan, and he wasn't allowed over on Sundays, and they hated the Bears a lot. That's kind of how the whole Bear hatred came to be. Because I was like, let my friend come over, like, screw that guy! They got a Bears flag flying on their house. We're going to burn it down. But, I think if you're a Packer fan, you should be, just chip her up a little bit. All right? Oh, yeah. Boo-hoo. All right. If you're a Bears fan, keep crying, bro. Keep crying. Because it fuels me, bro. I don't even eat breakfast. You know what I do? I hashtag the Bears. And all I see is Bears fans crying. But anyways, Jimmy, one last question for you tonight. Yeah. Who wins next week? What do you got? Packers, Niners. Niners are 5-5, I believe, but they're better than a 5-5 team. So I'm not disrespecting the Niners at all, especially with our history. Oh, but what are you thinking about next week?
Man, I'm you. I'm a homer. I'm going Packers still. Like, there's too much there. It's like our team, I think right now, the Niners this year are not the Niners of last year. Yes, Christian McCaffrey's back. He's always a weapon. They don't have Brandon Ayuk. Even Christian McCaffrey right now, even though he's back, he's still not a full-time running back for them. They're kind of easing him into it. No Ayuk is a big one because that gives us one less person to worry about. Juan Jennings is doing well, but whatever. I still think, and their defense isn't as good. They have Devondre Campbell. I loved you when you were a Packer. You're on the other team now, so I don't have to praise you. Yeah. You're not doing well this year. It is what it is. The Greenlaw's not there. That's a big miss for them. I think, and we've seen this year too, when you get bumped by a team in the playoffs, that revenge is there for the team that, like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers beat the Lions this year. Part of that, they had extra motivation because the Lions knocked them out of the playoffs.
The whole offseason, they were just over here like, frick that team!
Yeah, they simmered on it, and they got the win. And they weren't a better team than the Lions. I think we're a better team than the 49ers. I think we have more there. We're winning. So I think it's gonna be a close one again. I don't think it's gonna be 1 point close. But if doing score stuff, I'll give it another 3-point loss for the 49ers. I'll do 27-24.
27-24. I think it'll be close, but I might change my mind. I said the Bears are gonna win by 30. I'll probably scale back off that.
28.
No, but I'll say like right now 31-24 off the top of my head. This is not planned. I know. I think it's funny when people are like, I think the score will be 14-7 and the quarterback will have 3 touchdowns.
That math ain't mathing.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But anyways, we're out in this thing. Check out Jimmy this Sunday, Pack a Day podcast and a Pack Report at some point if he decides to start tapping those buttons again and start writing. You know what I mean?
Once
But,
my vocabulary bumps up, I might put some of it on paper.
Yeah, but all right. So give a shout out to one content creator. Who's one podcaster that you think should get a little bit more love?
Oh, after he insulted me today, I'll still go with him. No, I'd say they all suck. Unless it's Matt Ramage, I'm not watching. No, I got to give Jacob Wessendorf credit. Part of it too, he brought me on the Game On too when I was just a dum-dum. Still am, but he at least gave me something to do
Now
it
you're
on.
a genius.
Now I'm smart as hell. So
I got all learned up.
I'm all smirk now. He's on Pack-A-Day. He has Athleon or whatever his new thing is that he's writing stuff nonstop. The dude's grinding all the time.
Yeah.
Grinding on Grinder. He's all those things. So give him a follow. he's doing.
No,
he's doing great.
Jacob Westendorfer, I think is one of the smarter humans.
Yeah.
Even when I talk to him, like he's too smart. I shouldn't be talking to this dude. I don't know what's going on. No, but he's awesome. But my person, because I do want to start giving more highlight people. You know what I mean? Who are not even underrated, but like people who are maybe even bigger than us that we think are great, but probably not. Probably not them. But I will say Mr. Rev Trev NFL. I think he puts out good content. He's a good dude. He kind of handles that NFC North rivalry. Kind of goes head to head with Bear fans, Viking fans, and whatnot. But I think he puts out good content. He's been on my show a few times. He'll be on again. But I think he does good stuff. So check him out. And he's grinding, but like I feel like I feel like he's very underrated. That people ain't watching.
Yeah.
They should tune in because I feel like he's very consistent. He keeps putting it out. He does live streams. He does all the stuff that I do. And I think he's very good at it. Probably better than me, so I shouldn't say anything. People are like, I'll go watch him. Why am I watching this prick? All right, we're going to wrap this thing up. Jimmy, my man, one of my favorite humans to talk to on the distorted camera.
Yeah. This fuzzy
It'll be better. It'll be better during the stream. People will see it clear, but to me, I see you all. And it's probably better that way because you're not that good looking. You know what I mean?
Dude, I got this dirty mustache right now. I'm in hunting season. It's no self-care November. So I'm
you gonna kill some deer or what? What's going on over there?
I'm going to go into a tree stand hungover and hope I see one when I wake up is my plan. So,
yeah. Did you ever get the X tattoo? We're going to talk about that. We'll talk about that next week. You can hold that. Okay. We're going to talk about it. People ask me.
I got you.
No one asked me, but I want to know. Anyway, we are going to wrap this thing up. We're over here, but big shout out to Jimmy. I appreciate you hanging with me tonight, dude. Packers beat the Bears. All right. If you see a Bears fan, I don't care if it's 3 weeks from Wednesday. You tell them they suck.
Yeah. No age limit either. If they're 7 years old, you look them right in the eyes.
Dude, you're at Walmart and you see a baby with like a bib on that has a Bears logo on it. You yell at that baby. The Bears still suck. All right, then give it a Twinkie or something. You know what I mean? Don't be rude.
Yeah, don't
you gotta feed these kids. You know what I mean? All right, let's see if we can figure out how to turn this thing off here. Is that a button? Dude, there really is not a button to turn it off. All right, let's see if I hit this button. What happens? That was how I started it. All right. I think we're. I don't know how to stop it, Jimmy. Jimmy, there's no stop button. Why is it like this? All right. All right. I think if I hit this button, it might go away. Back to editing. Let's see what happens. Oh, yes. Stop.